Okay, so when there are a ton of preset iced teas and pep bands in a ballroom, Kickoff Luncheon, college football's back. What does it symbolize for you?
Well, just a lot of excitement in the air. You know, we walked out today and had the buses out there running and just kind of the purr of the buses. And, you know, football season's right around the corner. And, you know, this is one of the greatest times of the year right now, knowing that these guys are preparing for a season in which it impacts so many households across this great state.
Coming into your second year, are you a little more comfortable with the situation as a whole?
Well, you are. I mean, you know, when you look at year two, everything you do in year two is you're going to be better. So very much more comfortable. Our players are more attuned to the system and the culture that we're about. So excited about what year two brings for these young men.
How's camp different for you and your coaching staff the second time around?
Well, everybody knows the expectations. You know, the expectations have been set, and now we've gone through 2 springs, 2 camps, and so the newness is there's not much newness there, and you know, outside of just some freshmen that are going through the first time and understanding how the grind of camp happens. But you know, for our staff, it's been so much easier. We're able to really focus on attention to the details of things instead of just how the format of a practice goes.
Last year you had so many first-year players who went into action, and that you took some lumps because of that, but how much does that pay off this year now that all of a sudden those young guys are actually experienced?
Well, you know, we were one of the youngest teams in all of college football a year ago, and we knew that. We felt like we were going to have to play a lot of young guys, and with that comes a lot of lumps that you take. But one of the things that you know, coming into this year, we're more veteran. We got more of a veteran football team. We're still going to play a lot of young guys, and but you just try to get those guys ready through the experience at camp, and really the wisdom of some of those guys that had to play as first-year freshmen last year to kind of share their experience with these guys.
What is the sneak peek to the message of what you're going to sell the alumni here today?
Well, you know, again, it's just a commitment to our culture and what we're about and what our standard is, and our standard's best. We're going to be much better, a much better football team. We were the second half of the year, we were much improved, and especially on the defensive side of the ball, we've got to be better defensively. That's been a huge emphasis. That was a big part of our signing class. So, you know, as we start off at year 2 of this culture change, we're going to be better. I don't know what better means right now, but I know this: we're faster, we're more athletic, we're going to be more exciting, and I'm just excited to watch these guys perform. And they're excited. They've had a great off-season program, and they're ready.
Have we decided on a quarterback yet?
Well, you know what? Matt Davis has done a great job. He's really taken over some leadership roles. I had to have a couple stands through the course of the summer to where our leadership had to prevail. And so I'm excited about Matt. Ben Hicks is having a really good camp, and Daryl Colbert's having a good camp. But, you know, Matt has done a really good job going into this senior year. The one thing about Matt is this is the first time in his college career that he's had this same offensive coordinator for 2 years in a row, and so because of that, you're actually seeing him kind of flourish. So I'm excited about Matt, excited about all our guys.
Your offense really takes off when the running game is working. How important is that in this year, and who are some new faces that might be in the backfield?
Well, we've really stressed the fact of being able to run the football. You can't just rely so much on the pass over the course of time. You know, it's just not going to withstand through the entire season. And your quarterback can't be your leading rusher. What I've really seen is we've got some young guys that's really stepped up. Kamen Freeman, a running back from Texarkana, has really done a great job. Has really kind of emerged. Alfonso Thomas came in last January from Van, has done a really good job. So those guys have kind of stepped to the forefront to provide some depth for Xavier Jones and Braden West, and we're excited about our young backs. So they're really young, but we're excited about those guys.
How many would you like to play this year as opposed to redshirting? Because you're what, 6 deep now at running back?
Well, we've got a few, and you know, kind of going through the course of a season, you usually look at playing 3 to 4. Just depends on, you know, if you get any injuries. Not many more than 4, hopefully.
How many days till North Texas?
It's 1 day. Today's day 1. It's 1 day. That's the only thing we're worried about is today. We're going to fix to have the best kickoff luncheon of anybody in the country, and we'll be excited to be back on the field for day 1 tomorrow.
Offensive line, how's that looking there? Who are the guys who have stepped up?
Well, our offensive line, we felt like that was going to be one of the strengths of this football team. We've kind of had to move some guys around. We've had a few guys get banged up in camp a little bit. And so excited about Nick Natur, Evan Brown being a leader up front. Braylon Hyder's another young man that's done a great job. Travis Pfister, Bryce Wilds has been a name to recognize. Chauncey Bridge. We're still trying to work that rotation out, but we feel like we've got about 8 to 10 that we feel really comfortable with right now. We hope to be able to redshirt a lot of these young ones. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're trying.
So you at least have depth up front.
We do. You always want to have depth in that offensive and defensive line, and we feel like we got more depth this year than we've had last year.
You mentioned the need for the defense to improve and the depth on the improving depth on the defensive line. Is that the biggest area that needs to improve in order to accelerate that flip for the defense?
Well, I think you got to be better on the back end as well, and we're going to play some young guys back there. But really excited about Jordan Wyatt. He's had a great camp, moving from safety to corner. Darren Malinas has had another really good camp. I'm excited about Eric Sutton, a young kid from Cedar Hill. You've got Christian Davis from Waco Midway. These are some young guys that can play on the back end and are gonna hold up. Excited about where we are from that back end standpoint. Rodney Clements is another one, but everything is won and lost in the D line and O line. And it's time. Zelt Minor, it's his senior year. It's time for him to perform. He was a highly recruited guy. We need a lot of production out of him this year. Justin Lawler, another one of the leaders on our football team, has had a really good camp. We've had Deion Green is another one that's been healthy, been active. We had a graduate transfer in from Iowa State, Terry Aina. We're excited about him, and Nick Horton moving from linebacker to DN has been a pleasant surprise. Mike Scott's another redshirt freshman that's tall, rangy, is as athletic as anybody I've been around. So we've got a little depth. We've got to play hard, and that's our challenge, is training these guys through the rest of camp.
You said that you expect you will be better this year, but is it important for you to set a number for a young group of kids, or as far as wins and losses, or
No, that's something we don't even talk about. We know we're going to be better. We're more athletic. I don't know what better is, but I do know this, that we're going to take it one game at a time. That's all we can control. We felt like that we let a few games last year get away from us, especially the final 4 minutes of a half and the first 4 minutes of the second half, that we kind of lost our edge. And so that's been a focus for us. It's really been able to finish the first half and start a second half. But again, I don't know what better is right now, but I know these guys are so much further ahead right now than we have been at any point in time in the 19 months I've been here, and that's all you can ask. As a head coach, that's all we can ask.
How do you feel about the kicking and punting game at this point?
I'm excited about that. Jamie Sackville, a young man from Australia, coming in doing some punting. He's got a tremendous talent. Josh Williams, we've definitely putting these guys in some critical situations and stressing them pretty hard. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.